record it. All right, there we go. So I'm recording it for you guys, and then I'll do my best to send it out when I can, or if not, I'll post it in my TA group and or not my TA group, my TA channel, and I'll advise them to share it for students that were inside breakout room 5. All right. So again, like I said, WireShark. For those of you who haven't gone ahead and installed it, please go ahead and do so now. Ask any of your questions that you need to. I'll give you guys like about, I want to say like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes if you want to do that. But if you guys have already done it, let me know. Either react with a thumbs up or put it in chat saying all done. That way at least I can get a head count and know how many I've done so. All right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, let's see. Cool. We got a pretty good amount. Isaiah, you got it downloaded, but you have it installed. That's the question. Awesome, awesome. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. All right. So nice. Okay, cool. All right. So obviously you guys have either a Mac OS or Windows OS. Either or you would have it installed and running either on your local machine or on the VM. If you haven't downloaded it onto your local machine and you would rather use the virtual machine because either you're using a Amazon device that you can't, download and install things on, you would click on tools up here and you would click on virtual machine and then open. It'll open up the virtual machine. It'll take a bit to launch. And again, be wary, Codio is somewhat sluggish here and there, but you'll have it ready and able. So WireShark will be installed, ready to go, and hopefully that's ready to be set up. Let me see here. It's running. Beautiful. Remind me later. All right, cool. So more than likely that'll be your file, but let's progress. So nice. All right, good job, Rafa. All right, anybody else ready? Have the PCAP file loaded, or at least have it set up within WireShark. If you don't know how to do that, let me know. And I may give a heads up if here soon or here momentarily. I may step away briefly to just grab my son from the front of the house. Let's see here. Victor, you're okay? No worries. You're perfectly fine. As long as you follow along, you'll be fine to kind of do this on your own time. So when you pick the file itself, one way that you do it is you go to File, Open, locate the file where it's at. So ours is on the desktop itself, and it would be this one right here, the infosec.pcap.gz. It's basically compressed file itself, and you just want to click on it, hit open. And once you do, it'll basically load up the file. But since we already have it here, you just have to double click it since we already played it or used it. So Ed, no worries. Where are you at right now? So that way I can kind of bring you up to speed real quick. Okay, so we're doing module 3 lab. You'd click on this one right here. It's gonna take you over to Codio, and you're gonna want to go through and try to do the installation, whether it's on your local machine. And if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. You can click on Tools, Virtual Machine, and then Open, and it'll take you straight to the Windows virtual machine that's already there and ready for you guys. All right. Really wish I could. Panels. There we go. So vertical. Nice. Let me move the VM over here. And you're welcome, Ed. All right. Oh, of course. Takes it away. All right. So you guys kind of figured the idea of what a packet is, how it's usually seen and everything. So Doug, you would see it in your the virtual machine that's available. So let me do layouts, panels, vertical. So if I do tools, virtual machine open. So if you're not using are you saying the Codio virtual machine or your local machine? And you can unmute if you want to. You don't have to type it out if it lets you.
There we go. Yeah, so I just have it up on my so I'm not using the Codio virtual machine.
Okay. So the file itself on I think it's page number 8, it's gonna give you the opportunity to download it, or 9, I think. There we go, right here.
Yeah.
Number 9,
Okay,
loading an existing PCAP. So you want to click on, obviously, where it says here. You click on
perfect.
there, takes you to a page, but then it brings it back, and then boom, there you go. You have the download ready for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So do you guys want to go over again what a packet is, how to do the packet capture stuff and all that? Yes. All right. All right, Derek, thank you. All right. So with WireShark, navigating it is fairly simple. Let me do the layout thing again here. I apologize. Vertical, tools, virtual machine, open. All right. So as you can see right here with WireShark, you have your packet list pane, which is basically what was captured between X time to Y time. So it could either be from 1 minute to 5 to even an hour's time of data and information that's captured. It's saved to a specific file and therefore compressed to make it easier for manageability and transfer over to one system to another, or for whoever is using it in a forensic manner. As you can see right here, you click on a specific section of the packet. It gives you detailed information here, and it breaks it back down into specific bytes, which is how most of the information is read over the internet and how it's transferred between one system to another. So that's usually how you read it, or at least how the system reads it, sorry. So depending on what you're using the PCAP file for and how you're analyzing it, you have to look for specific information. Um, Most of the key information, as it says right here, the time the packet was captured, the source and destination of IP addresses. So like whether it's from your home IP, Google IP, Yahoo, MSN, you kind of get where it's going. It bears a resemblance almost to the trace route, where it bounces from one server to another to get to the source destination that you're trying to reach. Similar to that, those are the IP addresses, or the source IP addresses that you're trying to reach, or sorry, the destination IP addresses that you're trying to find. The specific protocols that are being used. So you have the TCP right here, or UDP, or even HTTP, the hypertext. And then afterwards, it gives you a breakdown or a brief summary of it. So in the packets detail pane, obviously it gives you a little bit more of a breakdown. It tells you how much the frame is, what type of internet connection it was, the type of protocol it's used, and again, the type of connection, if it's TCP, UDP, HTTP, and so on and so forth. And if you click on the little arrows next to each of these sections, or these options, it gives you a further breakdown of what that is, what the source port is, the destination port, and later on, you guys will start learning about what those ports are and how to identify them, and which ones are more, viable for an attack and which ones are more secure. But as you can see right here, it breaks it down further, and it goes down to even better detail as to what those are. You have your timestamps of when, and it even tells you there, time since first frame in this TCP stream, and then the previous one before that. So as you can see, it gives you details. It's pretty interesting. Don't get muddled up with it too much. Whenever you're given an assignment of having to scan a PCAP file, you will know how to identify those bit by bit. You'll be able to know, what am I looking for, how do I look for it, and so forth. And right here in the bytes pane, that's just basically raw data. It's kind of like seeing it like live, raw, and in charge. You don't know what it is, and there's even more. No, the packet list pane, this one right here, the main one. Hi, Lily. Go sit down over there, mama. No, usually it's not because it's already a captured file. It's already there. If you're running it live right now on your network, if you're scanning it using the commands that you'll see next, then that's it capturing live data and that's feeding it into you. But right now, what we're doing is we're loading up a file that's already captured information from a previous connection, and we're just reviewing it and using our forensics option or forensic tool, WireShark, to locate information off of it and go through the lab and process what we need to. Okay, glad that I was able to answer that. All right. I really hope it
So, excuse
stays.
me. So, if I understand, it's better to go to Cordio and do it on it, or because I'm doing it on my computer directly, so I don't know which file, how to find the file.
Sure. If you go over here, go over to the load an existing PCAP file in your menus. Once you click on
Okay,
there, there's
on
going to be a
Cordio, right?
link. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. My son's here, but you click on this one. There's a file right here that you could do is click here, and then it gives you a download file. And then that's where you find it. You can find it wherever you save your files.
Okay, roger
All right,
that.
I'll
Thank
be
you.
right back. Pardon.
Just a word of advice, something that I noticed because it didn't do it the first time I downloaded Wireshark. Make sure you click like open Wireshark files or whatever, because after I downloaded it the first time, it made me update Wireshark so that I could um not like have to search through my thing for the file. I could just click on the file and it opened in Wireshark for me.
Oh, the advantages and disadvantages of working from home. All right. So recap, everybody's got yeah. I take care of my 3-year-old daughter who acts like a 13-year-old, and then my son who goes to school in the morning. He leaves at 8:50, and then working from home. But you guys, I appreciate you. So it has its ups and its downs, but when you have other assignments and stuff to do, it makes it tough. Slightly. But I appreciate you all for your patience. So that's where you download the PCAP file. And then as it says right here in WireShark, you're going to go ahead and click on File, Open. You're going to locate that infosec.pcap.gz file that you have. So either it's in your documents, however you save it, or your downloads, or even your desktop. It just depends. But usually if it's in Codio VM, it's already there. You just got to relaunch it again. All right. Let me go back. All right. So you guys already tried doing this where in WireShark you clicked on like your Ethernet 2, or at least you tried doing a packet capture on your side. That's okay. If you're on Wi-Fi, I think it would be Ethernet 1, or if not, ETH0. It just depends. Yes, when you do for a first packet capture on this thing, it does weird things. No worries, Kickman. I'm recording this too, so that way, in case you kind of like don't see things that you are able to catch up on, you can review afterwards. I'll end up releasing the recording later on. That way, it can help anybody. The red and blue color line. Let's see. Virtual machine. Nope, nope, that's terminal. I wish the VM would stay open. All right. So let me see if I can pull up an example. Are you talking about a red line like this one, or is it like a singular red line? I'm having a hard time hearing you, Soti. It sounds like, if I'm being honest, it sounds like you're underwater.
Yeah, the red line, I mean, that red line. So I'm not familiar with WireShark.
Still having a hard time understanding you. I'm really, really sorry. If you want, feel free to just message me in the chat, and that way I can kind of see if that's what you're asking. All right. Okay, so that red line is basically, we'll go further into it, but it's basically an attack. It's something that's happening on the network or on that packet capture. You'll start seeing that and understanding it further as we go along. But that's technically what it is. It's basically an attack. So you guys already tried doing the Wi-Fi, or if you did the Ethernet too, if you guys are using it on your local machine, you'll see that it's constantly moving. And as Rafa mentioned earlier, it's like the matrix. You'll see it constantly flowing. It's because it's receiving communications and receiving outgoing communications as well upon your network, whether it's on wireless or an Ethernet. And you'll see it right there where it gives you breakdowns of the source IP, the destination IP, the type of protocol that's being used, the length of the byte, which is the length of the actual packet itself, and the breakdown of information. And it gives you minimal data. And of course, if you click on a specific line, it gives you the breakdown of it, of course, as you saw here. It gives you the breakdown of, what type of frame rate, connection, the protocol used, etc. So it gives you a further breakdown there, and then it gives you the bytes. Awesome. Good job, Kikun. All right. So what do you guys think that the stream of numbers represents other than the matrix? What do you guys recognize it from it? Yeah, there's the hexadecimals, the IP addresses. I mean, it's a lot of information just coming at once, right? Yeah, that's what it does. So anytime you click on one that's here, regardless of where it's at, it'll always open up here on the display the detailed pane, and then the byte pane, it gives you that other information. Yeah. So it's a lot of information all at once, but it takes some time to kind of go through the myriad and understandings of different ways of breaking down that PCAP, finding what information you need, and then pulling that out for your own reports in order to create that report to send to people, right? So it says right there, click the red icon on the top left corner to freeze the screen. So that basically freezes the packet captures, and it stops it within that time frame, right? And then you double click on that TCP packet to open up the packet components. So normally it would have been up here. Sorry. Normally it would have been up here, but you could always just double click on one, and this is the TCP packet information. That's the one I clicked. Nope, that's DNS. My apologies. There we go, down here, gray. So we click on that. There's the TCP information. So that kind of gives you just a close-up of what it is. Same thing as you would see in the detail pane and the byte pane. Just gives you just those two windows, but top, bottom. Right. So with WireShark, you're going to use specific operations in order to locate specific information within that PCAP file. So you have your logical one. So this one's more to use more than one command in a sense. So like, for example, this one, you're looking for an IP source that is equal to 1.1. And you also want to look up the specific port on TCP of 80. So when you do that, it's going to create a specific filter to that specific command that you just typed in. So it's going to look up any source of IP that starts with 1.1 and moving forward in the IP table, and it has a port number of 80. So it goes through and it lists everything that it finds within that, or at least whatever it communicates within that port. There's also the logical one that's either look up this port or this one. So that's all it really is. It's this or that. Usually with the exclamation point, it's basically telling you to negate a specific part of the command. So look up this or that, but don't look up this. Like you can add it in the multiple sense when filtering. So as you saw here, equals. Obviously, it's a double positive. It has to equal this, or it needs to equal this. So this is the example here. The response is a 404, which is the not found, right? And then you have the exclamation point equals, which basically is an inequality, which is either is false per se. So either the IP source does not equal 192.168.1.1. And then of course it's the greater than, and less than options and parentheses. So obviously within everybody that knows math, it's, you know, either the greater than or equal to, and then you can also use the less than or equal to. And then you have your just basis either greater than or less to whatever the prompt is. So either you can use it within the TCP dot port, you can use it within the window size, you know, whatever the case. So it just depends on how you create those filtering sessions for that PCAT file to find the information that you require, right? And then the same thing goes for the parentheses. You can do a specific part of the command, put your next one that you want to do after it's all done searching, and do that specific command as well. So you can add multiple of these type of commands or options, you know, the operating signs, right? All right, so going back into the lab. So here's the lab background, right? So in the heart of Technocorp, a typical day for an employee takes a dramatic turn. Unbeknownst to them, their workstation, which is the IP address of 192.168.248.171, becomes the focal point of a cybersecurity crisis. During their daily operations, the employee accesses local and remote websites. However, one of the local websites has been compromised. So almost like a honeypot, right? So the IT team, led by Veronica, a seasoned cybersecurity expert, springs into action. Veronica assembles a team of budding cyber sleuths, that's you guys, to investigate the breach. So here's your instructions, right? You have to have your answer marked correctly, of course, in the system. You don't have to include any special characters, including commas, percentages, signs, and etc. So this is the example. You don't have to use any type of percentages or anything like that. And then, of course, we're already in the breakout rooms. If you guys want, go ahead and get started. If you have questions, I'm right here. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys feel like you want to step away real quick, take a breather, and, you know, come at this with fresh eyes, go right ahead. You know, just let me know, and I could set a timer for like 10 minutes or such. Or if you have any questions now, feel free to ask. But I'll leave this in recording and kind of just, you know, let this go. I want to give you guys at least like, I want to say a half hour to 45 minutes to try it on your own, and then we can all meet together and try to do it all together. How does that sound? Is that okay? Yeah? Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. All right. All right, go ahead, guys. Give it a try on your own. Feel free to ask any question you want. I'll do my best to answer it, or if not, I'll give you decent resources to kind of look the information up in order to kind of go from there. All right. And again, if anybody is lost specifically right now, feel free to message me or like change it from messaging to everyone to just me, and I'll answer your question directly so that way it makes it easier. Or if you want to send it to everybody so that way everybody sees it, I can answer it as best as I possibly can. Oh, that's right. I don't have my phone. That way I can see it on my right side, on my left side. All right. And again, guys, don't be scared or frightened or like don't let this kind of like scare you from cybersecurity. Even me, I'm still learning how to, do the WireShark stuff, and relearning all the commands, the proper filtering, making sure that I got the right information. Trying to move. There you go. This over here. Uh, don't be terrified, Derek. All right, so Analu, so is WireShark used on a daily for average cybersecurity? Yes and no. It just depends on the role and the field that you go into and what they're tasking you to do. So if you have I think digital forensics within cybersecurity, you tend to use WireShark in order to locate specific information. But again, it's one of the Swiss Army knife tools that you have at your disposal. At the end, these are just tools. It just depends on what you use to locate specific data that they inquire you. So whether it's the malicious site, the type of attack it was, the type of information that was trying to access or find and such. That's usually what it is. And this is coming from multiple sources of people that I've talked to and things that they've used. Again, Derek, don't be terrified. I don't know, it's a joke. I'm always terrified. But then again, it's life. Yeah. So Joseph, let me see here. You put the comment in the field. Yes, you would put that comment in the field. So you would technically put it here. So whatever the command is, so IP, and then see how it kind of auto completes it for you, kind of like Google. It auto completes it for you to whatever you want to look for. So either it's IP.address, IP options, whatever the case. Use the specific commands that were kind of already preemptively given to you at the page before the lab introduction or a lab background, and then kind of use that to your advantage in order to use those to find the information you require. Packet numbers, I want to say usually it's under transmission protocol. It's been a while since I used WireShark. I'm telling you, like Lakija, she doesn't use Linux scripting. I haven't used WireShark in a cool minute. So, but usually you would have to look up the information here or off to the side in these sections. Let me see if I can pull it from my notes that I have. Gotta find it though. Come on. I I don't believe that it is actually. TLS version 1.3 is not a TCP protocol. It's its own type of security level. So separate from TCP. I want to say it's above first, and then it's like the TCP. And there you go, Joseph. This is from notes. I have a few sites that I have saved with my notes attached to it and highlighted. Sure thing, Ed. Where do you need me to help you with? Do you need to start from the beginning? How to get the PCAP file? Installing WireShark? What can I help you with? So at WireShark, like to install it? Okay, so did you already download it onto your local system and you're trying to run the installer now, or are you using it within the Codio VM? And Keenan, to answer your question, I I brought it up from my previous notes here. So TLS itself is a TC protocol. So yes, it just provides a stronger cryptographic protection. So it's like stronger cryptography, yeah. And yes, Tanya, thank you for that. But when you do the WireShark install, since I'm on Windows, downloads page, download the installer, and then you also have your Mac OS. I usually just click open. I'm on Windows 11, so I don't know what version of Windows you have or if you have Mac, but whatever the version is, you just click on it. Nope. Obviously, control panel stuff. So you're gonna want to click on next, noted, next. You could just do all that stuff. You can leave it however you want. Usually for me, because I like to mess around with things, I usually do that. Desktop, next, next, next. Leave that alone, and that's it. So you just want to, depending on how you want to install it and how much space you have on your hard drive, you can just run the installations like that and just install whatever you want. But I usually just ignore the NCAP one and the USB one. So that way it's just capturing whatever I have on my network based off of whatever I feed WireShark. And then I did the other ones for the UDP dumps, the SSH dumps and such in order to get more information. All good. Go ahead, Alberto. We'll see you in a few. So I'll go ahead and close this guy out real quick. So how do you filter by TCP? So let me see here. Where is my WireShark notes real quick? WireShark TCP. You could technically just filter by TCP, but just type in TCP in the top right here. So you can just do TCP, enter. If it's green, that means that it received your comment or command. Then it gives you all the TCP protocol ones. I hope that helps answer the question.
So I'm just double checking here. I don't have to like scroll through and find anything, and it'll just show me like the top ones are the ones that apply to that filter.
Yes, it's up everything that's within TCP.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Andy, do you have the PCAP file loaded, or is it doing it by scanning your Wi-Fi or Ethernet connection right now? So you got the PCAP loaded and everything. So you have it technically where it's like this, where it shows all the information. If you click within here, in this little section here where it gives you the apply a display filter, you click TCP, it doesn't give you anything green or anything like that. Doesn't let you load anything. And if you can, just take a screenshot and send it. That way I can kind of see what you're talking about. And if anything too, I'll try doing it myself on my end. Just save. Cancel that one. Cool. Next. Finish. WireShark.
Yeah, when I typed in TCP, I only got 3. So that's what I put into it, but it said it was in the thousands.
Gotcha.
Same thing as what I think Andy just posted.
Yep. I see what you mean. I mean, it does show the other TCP connections and communications between 248 to the destination IP addresses. Well, let us do file, open, libraries. No desktop. Was it desktop that I have it on? No. This PC, local. Oh, cool. Thank you for that, guys. Everybody and their best friend messaging me now. All right. So, TCP, enter. Yep. Nice. Packets displayed. All right. How to check for the TCP packets? Yeah. Let me grab my notes real quick again. I apologize. Let's see. Oops. Yep, I got the same amount. Well, yeah, displayed. Right, Isaiah? Is that what you're saying? Yep, displayed. There's out of 35,000 and so, only 23,000 of them are TCP. So yeah, you're fine. So this is one of the commands that I have on my side in order to check TCP packets. So you would type in TCP flags dot push, and then you would do the equals 1. And that's without any kind of quotations and stuff. Rafa, when you mean the displayed amount, not the total amount, are you saying for what's on the bottom right hand side? Down here where it says packets and displayed? Yeah, it's just displaying, as it says right here in the percentage, it's 66% of what actually is TCP. So that includes the actual TCP packets and the TLS, which is also TCP. It's just a form of encryption. So one way that you can also do it by TCP is by doing tcp.flags.push, where it equals just 1. So now see how it went from 28 to 7,000? That's one option that you can do. And it gives you just those.
Hey, if this helps anyone, this is a issue I ran into. So I saw the packets down at the bottom, and I thought that was how many had been filtered. So I thought the 35,000 was the filtered, and I thought the other number was like how many was displaying as a result, kind of like when you do search by like 50 results on a page. Uh, so I answered it wrong. I put the 35 as the TCP, but the displayed is the filtered thing. Cool. Glad I'm not alone.
No, you're definitely not alone. I only typed in 3 because only 3 things changed on my screen. So I was like, oh, that's all of it.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm really confused why we're using TCP to find the answer.
Because it's for the question here. Analyze the TCP packets. How many did you find? That's what you're trying to find right now. Well, it depends. Are you using the command that I did, which is the tcp.flags.push, or are you using just the one that you type in TCP? If that's what you want to use as the answer, feel free to do so. I unfortunately can't say yes or no. I can only say what you trust is on your side to use as your answer, unfortunately. Let me just do. Can you send me a screenshot of it, Tristan? And no, Derek, you're still frightened. You have to get it wrong. It's a good thing I have 2 names, because you can be talking to any Matt. Nah, you're good. You look like you're stressed there on us. You stressed? Don't worry, WireShark makes everybody stress. WireShark is like looking at a ball pit and trying to pick out the one that looks green, and they all look a different shade of green. Or if you guys have watched Big Bang Theory, it's like that episode where um what's it called? Leonard and what's his name? Sheldon are in the ball pit, and Sheldon's hiding from Leonard, not going home. All right, good, Joseph. I'm glad that you were getting that. So that's what you're getting. 7,582. I mean, that's what I got on the command too. See? It matches. We're matching. We're besties. Yes, rest in peace to Big Bang Theory and young Sheldon. That was a good show. No, Joseph, unfortunately there isn't. Just submit what you got, man. Don't worry. Ain't nothing wrong with getting it wrong. Let me see. I gotta try finding something real quick. Let's see if I actually have what I need that I downloaded.
I might be overthinking things. Is there a difference between over a port and on a port?
Let me put my volume up real quick. One more time.
I might be overthinking things. I was just curious. Is there a difference between over a port and on a port?
Over a port and on a port?
Yeah, it's asking me, like it said, filters, uh, the number of packets transferred over port 80, and this one traffic on port 80. So I just didn't know if I'm overthinking things or not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Rafa, you say that like Jon Snow. The one that I'm thinking about is the Soup Nazi, and this is like showing my age. Where he goes, I know nothing. Yes, no soup for you. Now you can use it in IT for vernacular of no pickup for you. Nice. All right, let me see. Let's see, Amber. So blah blah blah. Fiddle with this is the correct WireShark download from Mac. Yeah, that network analyzer. Let me see if it does the same thing on mine. Let me see if I exit and bring it back. I want to see if it shows the same. Yeah, WireShark usually shows you just a basis. Should show you something like that. Yeah, you have pretty much the same kind of screen. So you should be fine. That's the app. All right, so how do you calculate the amount of packets? Bring up my notes here real quick. So one of the ways that you can use to calculate the packets in WireShark is you would have to go into, see if I can load it here. Gotta go back into my notes. Oh God. So you'd want to go into the statistics. That's where you normally want to go to. And then you'd have to do packet links. I hope that kind of helps a little bit. Like I'm trying to like lead you to water per se. Let's see. Yeah, so TCP. So if we do the command that I did earlier, which was TCP flags push, right? It doesn't like my number pad enter. Their machine as a whole. You're welcome. Does that help, Kickman? You still would do you could either do the flag or you could just do TCP, making sure that it's gone there. And then from there, you can do statistics and then packet lengths. Let me see here. And Raphael, if you want, you don't have to actually answer them per se. You could just write the questions off elsewhere, but submit them. Doesn't matter. We could try. I can check in with my lead TAs and ask if we can retake this again for this group, so that way you guys can just do it again if you need to. Okay. You know what? Let's see. You guys want to take a quick 10? Quick tenner? Take a break so that way you guys can get fresh eyes on this and such. I know, because I know WireShark it is a lot, and there's gonna be a lot of questions and a lot of answers to this. So if you guys want, go ahead and take a quick 10. I'll go ahead and I'll set a timer on my side and then come back to it. Tristan. Oh. No. Oh wow, Tristan. Okay, I see that you got a different answer. Oh wait, but you're using a different PCAP file. You're doing it off of Wi-Fi. Oh, live chat. Go ahead and take a quick 10-minute, guys. So from 4:55, we'll come back at 5:05. Switching to the right file, you have to download it onto your local machine if you're using it on yours. So you would have to go into the lab itself. Go to where it says load an existing PCAP file. If you click on the hamburger icon, go here. There's going to be an option that says download the file here, and it's going to give you a link to it. And you just download it. Once you do, you're going to want to click on File, Open, and then wherever you have that file loaded or downloaded to, so whether it's downloads or documents or even desktop, you load it from there, and that's it. And you're in the right file. Let's see, Kane. TCP request to stream equals. Well, if you typed it in here, does it show it as red or does it show it as green? If you show it as red, then it's wrong. It's not going to read it. That's how you know. Yeah. At least you see it front and center that you typed it in wrong. And that way you can kind of research or do like some more digging and like figuring out where did I go wrong? Where did I type this wrong? So it's a lot of trial and error when doing these. All right. See you guys in 10. We'll do it at 5:06. All right. Let's see. Alexa, set a timer for 10. All right. No, thank you. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. All right, back on Jeopardy today. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the little break. Hopefully we're feeling at least a little refreshed, ready to tackle this on, knock out this WireShark lab, which has us all fungled up and ready and all over the place. All right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Except you, Derek. Except you. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, it's a good thing it ain't that. It's actually hibiscus tea. uh yes. Yes, they are. But like I said, don't worry if you answer them wrong. You can, like I said, we can ask the head TAs or at least your TA group to see if you can retake it. Because obviously, like you said, you submitted it because you were, trying to get it done. So don't worry. No, it is. It's hibiscus. Or in Latino terms, it's Jamaica. Oh. Oh, you guys. Huh? No. It's just the filter itself or the background. And I have to wear a hat because my hair gets out of whack or out of control. Not to mention I'm working off in my basement where it's cold. The AC is running upstairs because the upstairs is a little warmer. So fun times. All right. Oh, looks like somebody had scheduled something and then they canceled it. No biggie. All right. Yeah, more work from home benefits. More than enough. I mean, when you make a hot toddy or anything like that, yeah, but I barely have time to do that. It's more along the lines of either I drink coffee, I drink tea, and if not, it's just water. But hey, at least the food is better than having to worry about snacks and stuff like that. So what dropped down? So usually, let's see here. Let me move this over a bit and let me pull that from your notes really quick. Where are my notes? Is it this one here? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, oop. Great. Okay, okay. I see what you guys did there. So, usually when it comes to finding out what the OS is, oh boy. Hotkey to clear filter. Usually there isn't. You'd have to actually click on the red X on the top right side. So you'd have to click on the X, clears the filter, boom. Let's see here. So finding the user agent request information. Let me see here. Oh boy. Anything and everything is happening to me all at once right now. Bear with me, folks. Oh boy. All right. Mother of kids called me. Usually I tell her, call me only if it's an emergency during my TA stuff. Alberto, if you found it, share with everybody else to kind of help them out if you want. Of course, he didn't give the answer. One more time. Hold on. All right. So I kind of did what Alberto did. Typed in HTTP request. It's already selected on the first one. Simple service discovery protocol, M search, and everything else is showing. And there you have it right there, what it shows, the information necessary. And if you click on it, actually kind of shows you too the breakdown and the bytes of where that information is too. I know it's a lot of numbers and bytes and letters and things to type in and such, but don't worry, it becomes easier over time, and it will be a visual overload at the very first few times that you try doing this. So yeah, it gets easier. Usually, yeah, it would be a specific color. You can also see it here too off to the side. It shows you like a brief like display of what it looks like. Usually the reds are like an error or something. No worries. And yeah, that's a good one too, John. That's actually a really good approach to figuring out what the user agent is. If you want, Doug, John posted one where he used his. You could try using that one next. See if that helps. See here, polling Rachel's questions. Service. So, coming from my notes from the first cohort and kind of doing my own testing and such on my end, the SSDP uses text-based hypertext transfer protocols over the user datagram protocol, or UDP, right? So that's basically for both multicast and unicast data transmissions. So yeah, it's you could say that it kind of uses HTTP. I hope that kind of helps answer the question, Rachel. Let me see where you guys are answering this question here just to be safe. Looks like some people are dropping. All right, so Doug, is this the question you're looking at right here? What version of Google Chrome was used by the employee? Is that where you're having trouble figuring that out for the user data? Mosquito bite. Ugh. Yes, we are, Natalie. Natalia. Mhm. Here. Bear with me. Trying to close out a couple of windows here to help me out. So Soti, you're on, I'm guessing this one right here, right? All right. So these are one of your filters, right, for the IP address. So you would go in here. I'm going back to this one. Let's see if I can do it here. So paste it, enter. Usually the packets that originate from that IP address, these are the packets that are being displayed, right? That could be the answer or not. Let me go back to what I was trying to do earlier. Here, where are you? That's not it. There you go. Oh, that was a close one. All right. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. I wouldn't doubt it if you did take a screenshot though. Oh man. I'm gonna have them redact that and record it, like record over it. Thought I had it saved. I guess not. Either way, it's recorded on my side first before I can release it. So, ah. Plus, I do have an experience with graphic design and video editing and such. So, all right. All right, we're getting close to that time, guys, to start, going over this together. Let's say we'll start at what? You guys feel comfortable at 5:30 to start going over this stuff, see what you guys got, and see if we did everything. Don't worry. As long as you're trying, that's what's more important in this kind of scenario, or at least in this lab. I can reassure you that if you're whatever TA group you're in, you can reach out to them and ask them if you can retake it again. And then they'll give you the opportunity to do it. Now, if they don't, that's on them. I can't vouch for everybody, unfortunately. Good job, Isaiah, for finishing early on that. But at least we can go over it together and kind of see where we led up to that. Oh boy, these kids are stomping around like nobody's business. And Tanya, I did see that you got kicked and then you got placed back in. So don't worry, we're gonna go over this. We're gonna be fine. We got this. If not, I'll have Anas take over and he can lead the class. Immediately gets scared. I'm gonna quick check up on something real quick on my side. You are part of the group, okay. Yeah. Phone messages. Oop. Nice. Oh, never mind. Cool, they did it. Again, that was my fault. The answer key popped up when it shouldn't have on that window. Ah. Depending on the breakout room they placed you, there may be one or what breakout room. What percentage of the total packets in the PCAP are sent to and from? Yeah. All right. 30 minutes before the hour. Let's kind of go at this together and see where we meet. All right. You guys ready? All right. Take it away on us. I'm just kidding. Unless Derek's not frightened anymore and he wants to take over too. All right. So mission begins. You're tasked to filter the digital noise and isolating TCP, UDP, and ICMP packets, right? So obviously we know how to filter these guys out. If you're wrong a lot, it's okay. It's not counted towards your grade. It's just counted towards how I see you now. Just kidding. All right. So we're analyzing the TCP packets. How many did we find, right? So how did you guys do it? Even worse, yeah. All right, so how did you guys do it? You guys filtered it by just TCP, right? Boom. So you got that amount. Now, the filter that I did would have been 1 as well, which it didn't save it here, so it's on my other one. TCP, which would be TCP flags dot push equals 1. That could have been another one as well. But yeah. But from what I can tell you right now, this one would have probably been the easiest one because you're not trying to look for a specific moderation of that TCP, of like what specifics you're looking for. So if you got there, awesome. If you didn't, it's okay too. It's a learning process, right? So let's go to the next one. You guys good? Ready to move on to the next question? Awesome. I don't know why, Tristan, I read that in that Latino voice in my head. I said, Jess. Awesome, awesome. All right. So digital footprints, right? So Veronica points to a large digital map on the screen. Cool, right? Highlighting traffic to and from the target IP. This is where our journey takes a deeper dive, right? So here's your filters for a specific IP address, the source, and the destination, right? So T, I'm going to put you on the hot seat for right now. So how many packets originate from that IP address? What was the count? Do you remember? Soti? That's how you pronounce it?
625.
You kind of cut out. I heard a number, but I don't think I heard the whole thing. Sorry.
Okay, hold on.
No worries. If you want, you can just type it in. It's okay. All right. All right.
I heard 17562.
Yep. Anyone else? Anyone want to give a possible answer of how many packets originated? Nice. Rafael, a lot. Yep, definitely. More than one, less than 6,000. Yep. No. But good job, guys. All right. At least 5. I love it. I love it. See? I'm glad that you guys are at least enjoying this. So that is one of the answers. I believe that is the correct. And okay, yeah, so too, you answered it for the next one. Nice. Yep, those were the destination. All right, so what about the percentage? So without the percent sign, what was the percentage of total packets in the PCAP file? Nice. Nice. Good job. Nice. Let's see. Source. Whoop. All right. Cool. All right. You guys feeling good now? Confident? You want me to move on to the next one? You want me to wait? So how did you find out? Well, how did you try to finding it? Like for the percentage? That's why I have to ask you. I want to ask you, how did you try finding it?
Let me see.
Sorry, you're just responding to somebody really quick. All right. So when you try to find it, right? So we have the IP address. Ah, there we go. See, everybody's got specific commands. Nice. That's one way of doing it too, Lash. Very nice, very nice. So using these commands here, let's try it out, right? So I'm gonna use Keenan's because Derek might be wrong. He said it himself. So we're doing IP.source. Oh, I don't know how to spell today. IP.source 192.168.248 back 248. Again, don't know how to type today. 248, 171, and then so that's one of them, right? Let's see. Ah, so Hinan, the only thing that was wrong with yours is you were just missing the equal sign for that one. Right? So we do that. It's okay. So we can do that one, and then we can do and let's see if it works for IP.dst for destination equals 192.168.248.171. Does it read it? Look at that. It does. It takes both. So let's see those two, right? Ooh, these are some funky colors, right? This is a different percentage. So it just depends on how you're using these type of commands in a sense, or kind of like arguments. I required that. Okay, let's give it a try. That's another one. There you go. Let's see, Raphael, you want the statistics and packet lengths? Well, packet lengths does give you a lot of information. That would be one too. But I feel like with the statistics one, it kind of gives you a breakdown between all of them and the specific one. Yep, everybody has a different way of looking it up. It's crazy. And Keenan, I think you had said like to do it here too, right? Using the same command, or you only use it within the main portion? And I see that Kickpan, you got that one and said, I mean, that could have been one of the answers, but unfortunately, I feel like that's a low number because you have to think too. There's a lot of communication between the main IP address that we're told to scan, right? The 171 IP address. But there you go. And there's the answer probably right there. Right? All right. I'm gonna
I
go
think it
ahead
might
and
be a command problem. I might type the wrong command.
yeah. Yeah. Correct. Good job, Hunan. All right. You guys good? On to the next one. Sweet. All right. So ports, right? HTTP traffic analysis, right? So now we got to use the WireShark filters for TC port, HTTP, and DNS, right? So we have to count the packets on port 80. So how do we do that? You use this command here, right? All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Enter. Look at that. Gives us everything that's on port 80. Nice. Oh, where is it? There we go. Clicked on the wrong one. All right. So user agent sleuthing. Yes, Tristan. Yes, you do. All right, so user agent sleuthing. This is the one that Doug was trying to take a screenshot of the answers and find out his answer. Joking. So we have to analyze the HTTP request to determine the compromised employee's operating system and the version of Chrome. All right. Ooh, that's an interesting results. Final, can you send a screenshot of it real quick? Very nice. Nice. Good job, Anas. A round of applause. And correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly as well, please. I don't want to offend anyone or pronounce names incorrectly here. Let me see here. All right, so Kanalu, did you, let's see. Oh, now you have 897? Nice. Probably mistyped a letter, number, or whatever. It's okay. Again, IT problems happen to IT people too, so don't worry about it. All right. So since we have to filter by HTTP request, right? We have to figure out what the operating system is. So it looks like Derek provided an insight on how to find that out. So we type in here by http.request. We hit enter. And he said, look under SDP. So let's see here. Why is it not here? Where is it? I got a different one. Oh, wait, it's this one. Yep. Nice. Great work, Roman. Cool. But what version of Chrome? Remember, that's the next question that they ask you. Version 80. Nice. What were you going to say, Doug?
Oh, yeah, so I know earlier I was saying I couldn't find the user agent, and I realized, so I was filtering the protocol, and so it switched them, and so it had there's like 4 of them that show the user agent, and then the other SSDP protocols don't have a user agent. So I was looking at it upside down, and so my results were at the bottom. But in case anyone else ran into that problem.
Nice. So, thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. You're almost there, Derek. You don't have to give everything on top of the decimal. Yep, Joseph, that's correct. You don't have to give everything everything after the decimal point. But yeah, that's correct. Good job, guys. Guys and gals. I gotta say that. Sorry. Apologize. All right. Number 4. You ready? Here we go. So controversial context, right? So we have to use these filters here for TCP stream, which it equals 0. So obviously that's going to isolate the specific TCP stream. So you have to specify the 0 with whatever the number is for that stream number, right? On your PCAP file. And once you find it, you select that packet, you right click, follow, and then it shows you that TCP stream, right? So let's try it out. I'm going to try it here on the on the VM within Codio. Hey, that makes me another one too. You can add me to that list of learning the hard way. But it's better learning the hard way than learning at all, than not learning at all, because it takes longer that way. So, look at that. I got 0 for this stream. So what stream number are we supposed to follow, guys and gals? Ooh. So you gray hacked the system here there, Rafael. You waited for somebody to provide you that information. You were piggybacking, or what was the other one? Where so you were social engineering somebody. All right, so what's the stream we have to follow? in order to get the information. Careful, you don't want to let Femi or what's his name find out. Oh, you never know, Rafael. You might get one, you might get three. So I got chapter 5 next. So depending on the stream, what did you guys reveal on that one? If you mark this as complete, you should be allowed to view it, but you won't be able to answer any of the questions, I believe, if I'm not wrong. If you're not able to even review it, I would recommend reaching out to the TA and letting them know that you just want to review, get your, bearings on it and kind of figure out where you went wrong. A few more live chat here. All right, so let's have a quick one on this one, folks. So after following a TCP stream in WireShark, can any of you discuss like the entire conversation between those two endpoints? Like, how would you describe it? How would you try to like explain that conversation between those two endpoints? And feel free to come off mute. You can type it in the chat if you want. So Andy and Joseph, you guys submitted it, but it's still loading. Okay, nice, Aron. Glad you were able to. Ooh, okay. So you marked it as complete. Okay, and then John, yep. Just shows the full conversation, but how would you explain it? Like what in kind of like, let's just say you want to dumb it down for somebody that's non-technical. How would you explain it to somebody? I mean, that's one way of seeing it, Aron, is knowing that the server and the client have specific colors and they kind of depicts on how they communicate. That's a good analogy too for the cars, getting the codes to figure out the specific problem, whether it's like an engine issue, you need a brand new fuse, you just have to, unfortunately with this, you can't really do a reset of the codes just to, make them go away, make all the flashing lights and such go away. And Derek, since you corrected your thing, how did you know the relevant stream? For me, relevant stream, you would have to, it just depends on what information you're trying to find of the stream itself. So you could either leave it at 0, you could change it to 1. Let's see, come on. Change it to 1, it can give you different information. It just depends on how you're looking for that data. And then Andy, to help you out, if you want, exit from it and go back into it again and see if it still shows that you submitted it, but it lets you review the answers at least. And mainly the discussion questions mainly just to find out. Cool. The discussion question is mainly just to kind of pick your guys' brain and find out like what your thought process is on figuring the streams out and how you found that information on how they're communicating between one another. All right. And here's another one for you guys, all right? It looks like it's the last one for the part of the lab before the knowledge take, right? Or knowledge check. So Veronica gathered everybody So this is where she found all the anomalies, the shadows lurking in our data, with all these filters and such that you have to use on a constant basis, or not a constant basis. Using these when you're, locating information, doing your forensics part of this. Uh-oh. All right. So I'm gonna answer John's question real quick. Yes, Andy, you're more than welcome to. I mean, we're pretty much done with the lab. I'm just kind of going over it in case anybody needs to know. Rafael, no, you don't really need to know all the info. If anything, it's just the filtering commands. Usually that's the best thing to kind of know, or at least have them. You can either save them in a notepad. WireShark tends to remember them if you've used them, but it only remembers them from prior PCAP files that you have. John, to kind of answer your question, let's see here. So you have it that way. I don't, how is it not showing that for me? Try it under my WireShark. Just make sure that I got this right. X, go here, paste. Oop. And I'm missing something. How did you get to that point, John, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, that's right. Follow the stream. Totally forgot. That's my fault. I'm over here trying to help you guys out, or try to do this. Right click. Why am I not saying it? Follow packet comments. No. Follow. Come on. So 6 clients packets, 6 client packets, right? So those are the clients it's trying to communicate with, and that's how many packets were sent. 7 server packets, which is the servers themselves. Ooh, okay, that's a new one. Sorry, Joseph. Sorry, John. I mean, if you wish. To reset the assignment, either click select. If you want to reset, it's up to you. If you answered some of these questions incorrectly. Don't believe it should allow you, but if it does, hey, look at that. You got a a 1-up per se to restart and try again. So 6 client packets, meaning the communication that's sent over to the specific device that you're communicating with. Server packets is basically what server was being used to communicate with it, and then how many turns it took to be able to send that communication. Bear with me one more minute. All right, so I hope that helps answer the question, John. So it's basically just the amount of communication time between a server and then the client. So meaning the client, the device that's sending over communications, and then the server that it's being used, and then how many times it took to send, receive, send, receive. Nice. Keenan, so you asked, what would you describe to a stakeholder what is happening in the scenario with my own words? In layman's terms, you're basically you would have to explain to that stakeholder, hey, these are the types of filters that I used in order to determine the information you needed to know of what type of person was trying to reach out to your machine, or what kind of device was being used to attack your systems or your servers. That's why we have that user agent information and how we pull that data to give that over to the stakeholder. And then if we need to go into deeper explanation of like, well, this is the IP address that was being used within the network to send that communication out. And this is where it was going to. And this is where we need to either block this on the firewall or create specific rules on the network to not communicate there and block it completely, or just block it to a point where it doesn't allow you to reach the site. Like, you know how when you try to communicate to a specific site and it gives you either like not a 404 error, but a 403 error with like a bad communication, or 503, I think was the other one. That's usually the best way that I can say. That's how I would explain it to the stakeholder. I hope that kind of helps a little bit, or if that wasn't enough of an answer, I could try sending you an answer directly later on. All right. Sharing is caring. Yeah, I'll do my best to share. You guys are more than welcome to ping me separately. You're more than welcome to, pick my brain later and do that. Let's see here. All right. So checking our knowledge here. So if we'll do this quickly, we'll run it by. So whatever answers you guys feel like you did, go ahead and answer it. If you didn't, that's okay. All right. So if you view all the traffic from the IP address, that's the filter you use. 3. Well, let's see. Let me do it for myself. What does it do? Nice. All right. So what about the function of the TCP protocol and the network communication? What's the function of it? Also 3. Okay. Nice, nice. All right, what about applying the filter IP source to that specific IP address, the 1.5? Nice, good job, good job. All right, what about what information can you obtain by following a TCP stream in WireShark? Cool conversation between the two networks. Yep. What does the filter TCP analysis flags help you identify? Good job. All right. If a student wants to analyze a specific conversation in a PCAP file, which feature of WireShark is most helpful? Yep, that's correct. All right. What type of filter would be most useful to isolate traffic between a specific client and server? Yep, and pretty much gives you the answer right there. All right, so you're analyzing a PCAP file and you find a sequence of packets that are unusual in pattern, numerous HTTP gets, and followed by multiple failed TCP retransmissions. What might indicate about the network traffic? Ooh, Derek, you say 4, and I see a couple of 1s, unless those are from the previous one. Yeah, nice. All right, I know it's 6 o'clock, but just to kind of wrap it up quickly. So this is pretty much how you use WireShark. It's just basically to analyze the communications between two endpoints. You see the conversations, you figure out what's going on within that file and what was recorded. And then that's what you basically provide over to the client in order to determine if it's something that they need to review on their end, create specific rules on the network, stop that specific user from using that machine or the network, and also review if it's something malicious and completely cut out that machine. Soti, it looks like you're unmuted, right? So with this case, you'll kind of understand just what WireShark is, how it's used to analyze, and again, you can use this later on in your own to determine, a specific PCAP file that you find. And there's many resources you can use online to pull those PCAP files to test in your own network or on your own side with WireShark and kind of like mess around with the filters and such and get more information. So feel free to, poke around with that same PCAP that you downloaded on your local machine if you have it, mess with it, and trust me, it's super fun. But All right, guys, you are free to go. Thank you guys so much. Is there? Yes, there is. There is also a YouTube. There's a guy that does it too. He does really well explaining it. So look it up. Google and YouTube is your best friend. But thank you guys. I appreciate your patience. Have a good rest of your day. And again, I'll release the recording later on. All right. Bye for now, you guys. Message me directly if you guys want the YouTube link for anything related to WireShark. I'll help you guys out.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for staying until this time. See you all tomorrow for our first PD session at the same time. Bye, everyone.